In every warrior's journey, there is a moment that divides the past from everything that comes after. For me, it was the night my master fell. The storm that night had no mercy. Winds tore through the mountains with a fury I had never seen, and rain fell in sheets, blurring the world into a chaotic dance of water and stone. But something darker moved within those shadows, a presence far more menacing than the tempest itself. My master, Orion, the man who had shaped my very soul, who taught me the discipline of the blade, the stillness of the mind, and the purpose of my existence, stood alone against this unseen enemy. I remember sprinting through the mud and rain, my heart pounding in my throat, drawn by the clash of steel and the roar of a battle that seemed to shake the very foundations of the mountain. The dojo, our home, was already succumbing to flames, its wooden beams crackling and groaning as they surrendered to the fire. By the time I reached the clearing, it was almost over. He was on the ground, his strength fading, the rain washing away the blood that stained his robes. His opponent was a fleeting shadow, a silhouette of a masked figure that vanished into the storm as quickly as it had appeared, leaving only silence and the smell of ozone in its wake. I knelt beside him, the rain plastering my hair to my face, my own breath catching in my chest. He was the greatest warrior I had ever known, a man who seemed as immovable as the mountains themselves. To see him broken was to see the world itself break apart. He reached for me, his hand trembling, his eyes, once so full of strength and wisdom, now holding a desperate urgency. I remember his final words, carried through the rain like a whisper meant only for me. Find the circle. Before they find you, his hand fell, and with it, he drew a symbol in the mud, an incomplete circle, glowing with a faint, otherworldly light for just a moment before the rain washed it away, and then silence. The kind of silence that changes a man forever. The storm continued to rage, the fire continued to burn, but in my world, everything had stopped. The man who had been my guide, my mentor, my father, and all but blood was gone. That night I lost my master. But I found my path. This is where my story begins. But who, or what, is the circle? And why are they hunting me? The answers lay somewhere out there in a world that had suddenly grown much larger and more dangerous. Orion had given me my last lesson, a mission. My training was over, and my journey had just begun. The path would be one of loneliness and danger, but it was the only one I had left. It was the last path of the warrior,